This is Kelt 9b, the hottest planet ever discovered. If you're wondering what would happen to a human here, first of all, landing on a planet like this is impossible. You would be instantly vaporized. But for this video, let's imagine something different. This is you. You have a special ability. Every time you die, you come back instantly. And this is your $1 trillion spaceship, capable of taking you anywhere you can imagine. So today, I've chosen 5 of the most terrifying planets ever discovered. I'm Sam, I'm 25 years old, and I've always loved watching this kind of content on YouTube. So I decided to make my own. This is my first video. And yeah, that's it. Enjoy. This is Kelt 9b, not just hot. This planet is so hot that calling it a planet already feels wrong. This planet orbits its star so closely that its surface temperature reaches over 4,300 degrees Celsius. That's hotter than some stars. At this temperature, molecules don't behave normally. Water can't exist. Oxygen can't exist. Even hydrogen, the simplest element in the universe, starts breaking apart. Now, this is you. Your $1 trillion spaceship somehow survives the approach. You step outside. There is no ground you can stand on, no solid surface. This planet is a gas giant, meaning it's mostly atmosphere, layer after layer of superheated gas. The moment you're exposed, your body doesn't burn. It vaporizes. Your skin doesn't blister. Your blood doesn't boil. Your cells don't even have time to fail. The heat is so extreme that your atoms are stripped apart. Electrons separate from nuclei. You stop being you on a chemical level. And it gets worse. Kelt 9b's atmosphere is literally escaping into space. The planet is being slowly torn apart by its own star, forming a glowing tail like a comet. So even if you somehow survived the heat, which you didn't, the radiation alone would destroy your DNA almost instantly. You die in less than a second. After dying on Kelt 9b, you respawn inside your spaceship in less than a second. You're not excited anymore, you're nervous. Because there are still 4 planets left. As your ship moves closer to the next destination, you see it from a distance. And honestly, it's beautiful. A deep blue world, glowing softly in the darkness of space. The kind of planet that tricks you into thinking it's safe. Now, if you tried to land here with a normal spaceship, you already know what would happen. You wouldn't crash, you wouldn't explode, you would simply disappear in seconds, torn apart before you even touch the atmosphere. But don't worry, thanks to me, you're inside a special, ridiculously expensive spaceship, built specifically so you can land on any planet, and still die properly. The moment you enter the atmosphere, everything goes wrong. This planet has winds moving at over 8,700 kilometers per hour, faster than a jet, faster than sound, faster than your brain can react. And then it starts to rain. The extreme heat turns silicate particles into razor-sharp glass shards, blasting sideways by the wind. They don't fall down, they slice across you. Your suit gets shredded. Your body follows. Your skin is sandblasted instantly. Your muscles tear under the pressure. Every breath feels like inhaling knives. You don't scream for long. The wind steals the sound before it leaves your mouth. And just like that, it's over. A second later, you're back in the spaceship again, alive, shaken, staring at the planet through the window. You quietly realize something terrifying. This planet looks calm, but it kills faster than Kelt 9b ever did. Yeah, don't get comfortable. We've still got 3 more planets to go. After getting sliced to pieces by glass rain, you don't say anything this time. You just sit there for a second, because somehow it keeps getting worse. The next planet comes into view, WASP 12b. From far away, it looks unreal, bright, glowing, almost beautiful. Some of you are probably thinking, wait, this planet isn't even on his list. So I thought this was WASP 12b, literally. Then I actually started doing the research and realized I drew the wrong planet. So yeah, turns out I'm not a genius. Anyway, but that glow isn't clouds. It isn't weather. It's the planet being torn apart. WASP 12b orbits its star so closely that a full year here lasts just over 1 Earth day. The gravity from the star is so intense that it stretches the planet itself, pulling its atmosphere outward into space. Scientists have actually observed this. WASP 12b has a massive glowing tail of gas trailing behind it, like a planet slowly evaporating. Now, if you tried landing here with a normal spaceship, yeah, no chance. You wouldn't even reach the atmosphere. The tidal forces alone would rip your ship, and you, apart before you realized what was happening. But thanks to your special ship, you make it down. Gravity here isn't stable. It doesn't pull you straight down. It pulls you in multiple directions at once. Your body doesn't get crushed, it gets stretched. Your bones strain. Your muscles fight forces they were never designed to handle. It feels like every atom in your body is being slowly dragged toward the star. And then there's the radiation. WASP 12b is constantly blasted by extreme stellar radiation, ultraviolet and X-rays strong enough to strip atoms apart. Your DNA starts breaking down almost immediately. Cells fail, systems shut off. You don't die instantly. That's the worst part. For a few seconds, you're aware that the planet itself is dying, losing its atmosphere, losing its shape, and you're dying with it. Then, black. A heartbeat later, you're back inside the spaceship, alive again, completely silent. 2 planets left. At this point, dying feels routine, but the planet on your screen doesn't. This is 55 Cancri E, a super-Earth almost twice the size of our own, orbiting its star so closely that a full year here lasts less than 18 hours. That alone should worry you. From space, the planet looks like it's glowing, and that's because it is. Surface temperatures here can reach 2,400 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt rock into liquid. Scientists believe the entire day side of the planet is covered in global lava oceans, constantly moving, constantly reshaping the surface. Now, if you tried landing here with a normal spaceship, it wouldn't survive long enough to matter. The heat would weaken the hull before touchdown. But your special ship? Yeah, it makes it. You land on what should be solid ground. It isn't. 55 Cancri E has extreme volcanic activity, driven by tidal forces from its star. The planet is constantly flexing, cracking, and reheating from the inside out. There's no stable surface, just thin crusts floating on molten rock. The atmosphere doesn't help either. It's likely filled with toxic gases like carbon monoxide, sodium vapor, and possibly vaporized rock. Breathing it isn't painful, it's impossible. Your lungs shut down before they can react. You step outside. The ground softens. Your boots sink. Your legs begin to melt as the lava pulls you down. The heat overwhelms your nervous system so fast that pain barely registers. Your body doesn't burn. It fails. Moments later, you're gone, and then respawn, back inside the ship, safe, staring at a planet where land behaves like liquid and survival doesn't exist. Yeah, that's a hard no. 1 planet left. The screen in front of you lights up with the final destination, Tres 2b, and immediately something feels wrong. This planet doesn't glow, it doesn't shine, it doesn't reflect light like the others. Tres 2b is known as the darkest planet ever discovered. It reflects less than 1% of the light that hits it. For comparison, coal reflects more light than this planet. From a distance, it looks like a hole in space, like something missing. Tres 2b is a gas giant orbiting extremely close to its star, with surface temperatures over 1,000 degrees Celsius. But despite that heat, the atmosphere contains chemicals like sodium vapor and potassium, which absorb nearly all incoming light instead of reflecting it. There are no clouds here, no bright storms, just endless darkness. If you tried landing here with a normal spaceship, you'd be blind instantly. No visual reference, no horizon, just darkness and pressure pulling you down. But your special ship manages it. Barely. You step outside, and everything disappears. You can't see your hands. You can't see the ground, if there even is one. Sound feels muffled. Direction stops meaning anything. The gravity slowly pulls you deeper into the atmosphere. The pressure increases. Your suit starts to fail, not from heat, but from compression. Breathing becomes impossible. Your chest tightens. Your body collapses inward. There's no dramatic death here, no explosion, no fire, just darkness. and crushing silence. Then, respawn, back inside the ship, lights on, heartbeat racing. You look at the empty black circle on the screen and realize something. Sometimes the scariest places in the universe aren't loud or violent. They're quiet. They erase you without anyone noticing. Alright, that's the video. If you liked it, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment real quick. This is literally my first video, so yeah, subscribing would help a lot. And trust me, the next videos are going to be way more crazy. Now I'm going to build a $1 trillion submarine for the next video. See you in the next one. Bye.